In this video, we explore 10 U.S. towns and cities where you can still get free land, homestead lots, or $1 properties. If you're looking for affordable places to live, cheap land in America, or towns offering incentives for new residents, this guide breaks down the best opportunities available right now. Whether you want to build a home, start fresh, or escape high costs, these free land programs could be your chance to own property without going into debt. Now, this is very important. If you're serious about finding affordable places to live, discovering relocation opportunities, and staying ahead of the U.S. housing trends, make sure you hit subscribe. This channel brings you real data, real cities, and real opportunities every week, and so you never miss the next place that could change your life. Don't just watch, join the community of smart movers taking control of where they live. We're counting down. So we kickstart with number 10, Buffalo, New York. The $1 Urban Homestead Program. And trust me, this first city is going to surprise a lot of people. Because while most places on this list are small towns or rural communities, Buffalo, New York is a full-sized American city. With skyscrapers, major sports teams, big city infrastructure, and yet one of the last places in the country where you can become a homeowner for practically nothing. Buffalo is one of the only major cities in America still offering what feels like a modern-day Homestead Act. And here's the part that almost sounds unbelievable. You can own property in Buffalo for just $1, yes, one single dollar. But wait, before you pack your bags, here's the catch. These aren't move-in-ready homes. The properties come with a commitment. You must agree to renovate the home within a specific time frame, bring it up to safety codes, maintain the exterior, and most importantly, you must live in it. This program isn't built for people who want a cheap flip. It's designed for people who want to rebuild, restore, and plant roots. And that's why Buffalo stands out. It's not rural, isolated, or empty. It's an active, vibrant city with more than 270,000 residents, a growing job market, major hospitals, universities, and a revitalizing downtown. And yet, the city still has pockets of homes left behind from earlier decades. A lot of these houses date back to the 1900s and the 1920s. Strong bones, solid structures, character homes. But many were abandoned during Buffalo's economic downturn years ago. Instead of letting them rot, the city decided to offer them for almost free to people willing to bring them back to life. This makes Buffalo a rare chance to become a first-time homeowner in an actual city, not a farmland town, not a rural village, but a place with nightlife, restaurants, business districts, and full city services. And what makes the program even more powerful is that once you renovate and bring the home up to standard, you're building instant equity. Imagine buying a home for $1, putting in renovation work, and ending up with a property worth $120,000, $150,000, sometimes even more, depending on the neighborhood and the upgrades. Now, is it for everyone? No. Renovation takes time, it takes money, it takes patience. But if you're someone who loves DIY projects, wants to own a home without a crushing mortgage, or dreams of restoring a historic property, this is easily one of the fastest and most affordable paths to urban homeownership in the entire country. And there's another benefit people rarely talk about. Community. Buffalo's program isn't about flipping neighborhoods. It's about reviving them. Everyone who joins the $1 home program becomes part of a larger vision to rebuild entire streets, blocks, and communities together. You're not just getting a house, you're becoming part of a long-term restoration movement. The city wants residents who will stay, contribute, and help bring life back into abandoned areas. And that's exactly why Buffalo makes this list. Because where else in America can you get a shot at owning a home in a real urban environment? For the price of a cup of coffee? Buffalo proves that opportunity still exists, but only for those willing to put in the work. 9. Curtis, Nebraska, the town that wants you to build a life and a business. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated opportunities in the entire Midwest. Curtis, Nebraska. A place where the American dream still comes with open land, low stress, and believe it or not, a chance to build for free. Curtis isn't just giving away land for homes, they're also giving away commercial lots for people ready to start or relocate their businesses. And that instantly makes it stand out from almost every free land program in the country. Most towns only offer residential plots. Curtis offers both. Curtis is a small but growing town tucked in Frontier County, and it has something most rural towns don't: a built-in population of students. It's home to the Nebraska College of Technical Agriculture, a respected 2-year college specializing in ag tech, veterinary science, agribusiness, equine studies, and hands-on career programs. And here's what that means for you: rental demand. Every single year, new students arrive, young people needing rentals, housing, and services. So if you're thinking about passive income, a small rental property, or a student-friendly business, Curtis gives you land to build it on. But it gets better. Curtis has one of the simplest and most straightforward application processes of any free land town in America. There's no red tape marathon. There's no confusing legal maze. The town wants growth, so they make it easy. Here's the outline. Choose a free lot from their available list, submit your building plans, agree to start construction within a specific timeline, follow basic design and code requirements. That's it. No gimmicks, no hidden fees, no gotcha clauses that trap you later. Just a small town trying to attract builders, families, and entrepreneurs who will put down roots. And let's talk lifestyle. Curtis is quiet, peaceful, low crime, safe, and surrounded by wide-open Nebraska sky. If you're escaping city chaos, toxic rent prices, or overcrowded suburbs, this is the type of town where mornings feel slower. People know their neighbors, and you can build something real without drowning in debt. But the big advantage? You're not just getting a free lot to build a home. Curtis wants businesses. They want new restaurants, small grocery stores, salons, repair shops, talent, service providers, and remote workers. So if you've ever dreamed of owning a boutique, running a bakery, opening a workshop, building a rental property, launching a small office, creating a student-friendly service, Curtis is literally handing you the land to do it. This town is one of the few places left where your only real barrier is your willingness to build. Land is free. Fees are low. Renters are built in. And the town leadership is actively encouraging growth. Curtis isn't loud, it's not flashy, but it's one of the smartest and most overlooked free land opportunities in the United States. A place where you can build a home, build a business, build a rental, or build a future for your family without fighting the economic pressures of big city living. In a world where everything feels expensive, Curtis, Nebraska is quietly saying, "Come build, we'll make room for you." 8. New Richland, Minnesota. Free land in the land of 10,000 lakes. Next up at number 8, we travel north to New Richland, Minnesota, a small town that proves you don't need a big city to find opportunity, comfort, and yes, even free land. Minnesota may be known for its cold winters, but here in New Richland, the opportunities are warm, especially if you're looking to start fresh, build a home, or enjoy a slower pace of life. The town offers lots for new construction under a free land program, designed to attract families, entrepreneurs, and anyone willing to invest their time in creating a life here. These lots aren't just empty plots, they're ready for homes, businesses, and community growth. One of the biggest draws? The schools. New Richland has a high-quality school district, perfect for families who want their children to thrive academically while growing up in a safe, welcoming environment. Imagine your kids biking to school safely, making lifelong friends, and enjoying small-town sports and extracurriculars. But it's not just about homes and schools. New Richland offers an outdoor lifestyle that few places can match. Fishing on quiet lakes, biking along scenic trails, weekend picnics in community parks, and local small-town sports, from Little League to high school football, make this town feel like a place where you can slow down, breathe, and actually enjoy life. And while it may be small, New Richland is a community that's growing steadily, attracting people who want to escape the stress of crowded cities and skyrocketing real estate prices. The free land program gives newcomers a chance to build equity, create a home from the ground up, and become part of a tight-knit, supportive town. So, if you're looking for peace, opportunity, and space to grow, Minnesota's charm isn't just in the snow, it's in the freedom and possibilities offered to new residents. New Richland may not make headlines, but for those willing to take the leap, it's a hidden gem where free land, community, and an active outdoor lifestyle come together. 7. Elwood, Nebraska, small-town living with real community. Coming in at number 7, we head straight into the heart of the Great Plains, to a town that's small, friendly, and surprisingly connected. Welcome to Elwood, Nebraska, a place built on community, not isolation. Most free land towns offer wide open space, but not always the neighbors, activities, or day-to-day amenities that make life feel full. Elwood is different. This is the kind of town where you can build a home and actually feel like you belong. Elwood's biggest strength is its walkability. Almost everything you need, schools, parks, the library, small shops, and community spaces, is within walking or biking distance. For young families, that's gold. Imagine being able to walk your kids to school, sit at a local cafe without driving 20 miles, or send your teenagers to sports practice nearby instead of across the county. And that's why so many people who want quiet living without feeling cut off from society look toward towns like Elwood. It offers the safety, the affordability, and the simplicity of small-town life, but still has enough activity and structure to avoid that middle-of-nowhere feeling. Elwood has also embraced the modern freeland movement by offering lots for new construction, giving newcomers a chance to build from the ground up. For families trying to escape high rents, overpriced cities, or chaotic suburban sprawl, this is a chance to turn a blank piece of land into something personal. A new home, a fresh start, and long-term stability. This town is big on community involvement. Local events, fairs, school functions, and volunteer activities bring everyone together. It's the kind of place where neighbors wave, kids play outside freely, and everyone knows who lives down the street, in the best possible way. And while it's peaceful, it's not isolated. Elwood sits just a short drive from larger towns and job markets, giving residents access to employment opportunities without sacrificing the comfort of small-town living. So if you're looking for a place to build a home that feels safe, supportive, stable, Elwood gives you exactly that. This isn't just free land. It's a chance to build a life in a town where you're not alone, where your kids can grow, where neighbors become friends, where community is more than a word, it's a lifestyle. 6. Beatrice, Nebraska, America's Modern Homestead Act. At number 6, we're stepping into a town that didn't just create a free land program, it revived a piece of American history. Welcome to Beatrice, Nebraska, home of one of the last true homestead-style programs left in the United States. While the original Homestead Act ended over 40 years ago, Beatrice found a way to keep that spirit alive, giving everyday Americans a chance to build a home, put down roots, and get land for absolutely free. Here's how it works. The city offers free residential lots, but with one simple condition. You must build your home and live in it for at least 3 years. Do that, just 3 years, and the land becomes 100% yours, free and clear. Not discounted, not subsidized. Free. This isn't just a housing program, it's a modern reimagining of the American dream. Beatrice is a town rich in history. It sits just minutes from the site where the very first homestead claim in American history was filed back in 1862. The entire community carries that legacy, a spirit of building, creating, and giving people a new start. But make no mistake, this isn't an old ghost town or a forgotten village. Beatrice is a vibrant, growing city with schools, healthcare facilities, parks, shops, and a deeply rooted sense of community pride. The lots they offer aren't off in the middle of nowhere. They're in established neighborhoods with paved streets, utilities ready to go, and access to the things families need. For people fighting rising housing costs or feeling crushed by rent, Beatrice offers something rare, a chance to build a home without starting in debt. And because the only requirement is living there for 3 years, this program is powerful for first-time homeowners, families looking for stability, retirees wanting a quiet, walkable community, anyone craving a slower, simpler life with real ownership. And that's what makes Beatrice so special. It preserves the history of the Homestead Act, a law that helped millions of Americans build their futures, and brings it into the present for anyone willing to embrace small-town living. So if you've ever dreamed of owning land the way your grandparents or great-grandparents could, Beatrice offers that chance again. Free land, a strong community, and a future built with your own two hands. 5. Loup City, Nebraska, the polka capital with free land, golden opportunities. Loup City isn't just another quiet Nebraska town. It's a place that feels frozen in time in all the best ways. Known as the polka music capital of Nebraska, this town blends culture, community, and wide-open space in a way that makes free land here feel like an actual fresh start, not a compromise. Loup City is offering residential lots at no cost for people willing to build a home within a specific time frame. And here's the part everyone loves. The application is simple, the rules are clear, and the community is incredibly welcoming. This is one of those rare freeland towns where you don't feel like you're moving into the middle of nowhere. You're moving into a town that actually has life, pride, and a strong sense of identity. Loup City stands out for one major reason. It understands community. This isn't a ghost town desperately trying to attract people. This is a place where families stay for generations, where people still greet each other by name at the grocery store, and where annual festivals bring the entire town together. You'll find schools, a public library, local restaurants, parks, and a strong farming economy, all wrapped in a slower, more intentional style of living that many Americans are now craving. But the real gem? Sherman Reservoir. This massive lake is right outside town, giving residents incredible outdoor options. Fishing, camping, boating, sunset views, all within minutes of your front door. And if you're thinking about raising kids here, Loup City's school district is known for smaller class sizes, safer neighborhoods, and strong community involvement. It's the kind of place where kids still walk or bike to school. If you want free land but also want a place with a strong community, a safe environment, a good school system, a peaceful pace of life, real amenities instead of isolation, then Loup City is one of the best options on the list. Unlike many freeland towns where the population is shrinking fast, Loup City is stable, and even growing in some areas, thanks to its agriculture, tourism, and lake-driven economy. So if you're looking for a town with real heart, not just cheap land, Loup City may be one of the best-kept secrets in America. And now, let's move on to number 4, where the free land comes with a major economic advantage most states can't match. Plainville, Kansas, a small town with big potential and free land waiting. Plainville, Kansas is one of those towns people accidentally overlook. But when you finally notice it, you realize it has everything you'd want if you're planning a fresh start without breaking the bank. And yes, Plainville is offering free residential lots for people ready to build a home and become part of this steadily growing community. This is one of the few places where free land doesn't come with complicated requirements or mountains of paperwork. It's straightforward. Build within the set time frame, live in the home, and the lot is yours at no cost. Plainville is the kind of town that surprises you. At first glance, it looks like a typical Kansas community, peaceful, warm, and surrounded by miles of open land. But once you step inside, you realize Plainville has something many small towns struggle to maintain: stability, opportunity, and momentum. This isn't a dying town. It's a town that has managed to stay steady because of agriculture, local businesses, and a supportive community that takes pride in its growth. And that's exactly why the Freeland program works so well here. You're not just filling empty space, you're joining a town that's planning for the future. What makes Plainville special? Plainville's school district has a solid reputation: small classes, supportive teachers, and a safe environment. For families, that alone can be a reason to relocate, too. Low crime, high community engagement. This is the kind of town where neighbors actually talk to each other. People look out for one another, and you feel that sense of belonging the moment you arrive. Affordable living. Even outside of the free lot, the cost of living is incredibly low. Groceries, utilities, healthcare, Everything is significantly cheaper than the national average. Healthcare hub of the region. Plainville is home to a modern regional hospital that provides jobs, stability, and quality care. For a small town, that's a major advantage. If you want space, calm, and nature, Plainville delivers. You're surrounded by open skies, quiet roads, and a peaceful environment perfect for raising a family or retiring in comfort. Plainville isn't flashy. It's not trying to be a big city. It's simply offering people the chance to build a life, affordably, peacefully, and with room to grow. And now let's move to number 3, where the free land comes with even bigger perks, including economic incentives that go far beyond just getting a free lot. 3. Marquette, Kansas. America's friendliest free land town. Marquette, Kansas is one of the most talked about free land towns in America, and for good reason. This isn't one of those programs with hidden fees, complicated requirements, or long waiting lists. Marquette offers completely free residential lots. No gimmicks, no tricks, no fine print designed to confuse you. The rule is simple. Build within 12 months, move in, and the land is officially yours. And because the program is so straightforward, families from all over the country have been quietly relocating here, turning Marquette into one of the most successful free land communities in the Midwest. Marquette is small, but it's powerful. This is the kind of town where the slow pace feels intentional, not boring. The streets are safe, the people are warm, and the feeling you get when you arrive is the same feeling most Americans say they've been missing. Peace. Crime rates here are incredibly low, almost unbelievably low compared to the national average. That alone makes Marquette a magnet for young families who want their kids to grow up in a community where it's still normal to walk to school, ride bikes around town, or play outside without fear. Unlike many free land programs that struggle with funding, delays, or confusing rules, Marquette keeps it simple. Apply, get your lot, start building. Families love Marquette because the school district is known for supportive teachers and a safe learning environment. Small-town schooling means more attention, more involvement, and better community relationships. This is a place where newcomers aren't outsiders. People genuinely welcome new families because they want the town to grow, and they're excited when someone chooses Marquette as home. Marquette is surrounded by some of the most beautiful landscapes in Kansas. Rolling hills, clear skies, scenic roads. It's a place that feels peaceful the moment you step outside. And here's something many people don't know. Marquette is just minutes from the Canopolis Lake and State Park, one of the state's best spots for camping, boating, horseback riding, and hiking. If you want affordability, safety, and a tight-knit community, Marquette is easily one of the best choices on this entire list. 2. Mankato, Kansas. A free land town with big city essentials and zero stress. Mankato is one of the most underrated, yet most valuable, free land towns in America. While many places offering free land are extremely rural or lacking essential services, Mankato stands out because it gives you the best of both worlds. A peaceful small-town lifestyle, with amenities you normally only find in much larger cities. And yes, Mankato offers free residential building lots with no hidden traps. Build your home within the required period, follow the simple guidelines, and the land becomes completely yours at no cost. This is why Mankato has quietly become one of the top relocation towns for people leaving expensive states like California, Colorado, and Minnesota. Mankato is small, but it's not isolated. This is one of the few free land communities that actually has a hospital, a grocery store, a high school and full K-12 education, restaurants and local businesses, a strong agricultural economy, reliable internet for remote workers. For a town offering free land, that is rare. Most free land towns struggle with declining populations and limited services, but Mankato continues to attract families, retirees, and remote professionals because it offers stability, not just space. Mankato gives you the rare chance to build a debt-free life in a town that actually has what you need: schools, healthcare, community, and affordability. This is why it ranks so high on the list. 1. Lincoln, Kansas, the free land capital of America. When people talk about free land in America, one town always rises to the top: Lincoln, Kansas. This is the gold standard. The town with the most organized, the most generous, and the most successful free land program in the entire country. And here's why Lincoln stands above all the others. They offer full-sized residential lots, completely free, in a community that is truly built for long-term living, not a ghost town, not a dying city, not a rural outpost struggling to survive. Lincoln is a stable, welcoming, fully functioning community with services, infrastructure, businesses, and a strategic plan for growth. This is the closest thing America has to a modern Homestead Act success story. Lincoln is proof that free land doesn't have to mean sacrificing your quality of life. In fact, it's one of the few places where you can build a home, plant your roots, and actually thrive, without the stress, crowds, or financial burden of big city living. The free lot program is simple. Apply, choose your lot, build within the required time frame, move in, and the land becomes yours for $0. It's one of the cleanest, clearest, and easiest programs in the entire Midwest. Why Lincoln takes the #1 spot: strong infrastructure. Lincoln has modern utilities, reliable water systems, quality roads, and ready-to-build lots already prepared for new homeowners. A safe, supportive community. Crime here is extremely low, far below national averages. It's the kind of place where neighbors wave, people know your name, and your kids can walk to school without worry. If you want peace, you'll find it here. If you want safety, Lincoln delivers. If you want affordability, you can't beat free land, low taxes, and a cost of living far below most states. For young families, remote workers, and retirees, Lincoln simply makes sense. In a world where housing prices keep rising, where people feel squeezed financially, and where many Americans are looking for a place to start over, Lincoln offers something rare: a real chance, a real home, a real fresh start, without being financially crushed. That's why it's #1. Free land isn't a myth. It's a quiet opportunity that most Americans overlook. Whether you're trying to start fresh, build generational wealth, or escape the cost of living crisis, one of these towns could be your open door. If you want more videos like this, where to live, budget-friendly towns, or relocation tips, make sure you subscribe